Hi there, my name is Harry Hanson. I am the head bartender at the virtual cocktail class. And today, I'm going to show you how to make my favorite drink. This is a cocktail called the Naked and Famous. One of the best named cocktails. This is a New York City drink that was invented at Death & Company, a wonderful bar. It was invented by a guy named Joaquin Simo, who clearly knew what he was doing. This is a drink that's traveled the world and come all the way back. This is a wonderful, wonderful drink. It's herbaceous. It's a touch sweet. It's very, very boozy, but it's totally balanced. This is gonna be a shaken cocktail. So go ahead, grab your shakers. And another one of my favorite parts of this drink is the simplicity in the ingredients. This is an equal parts cocktail, meaning that every single thing we put into our cocktail is going to be in the same amount. So we're gonna start with our Mezcal. This is a Oaxacan Mezcal, all the way from Mexico. That is, it's a Joven, which means it is aged slightly. It's aged for 2 months, usually in old bourbon barrels. And this is where we're gonna start today. We are going to start with 3/4 of a shot, not a full ounce, a little bit less than that. 3/4, and that is the first thing going into my shaker. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a little Aperol, everybody's favorite summer Amaro. It's got a wonderful little orange flavor. This is gonna add most of our sweetness. And I'm also going to add 3/4 of a shot. Now comes for maybe my favorite ingredient. This next thing I'm going to add is the Yellow Chartreuse. Definitely a little tricky to find, certainly more difficult to find than your green Chartreuse. This is a spirit that was basically created in the early 1600s, but really was being mass produced in 1605. It's made by monks in the north of France in the Alps, and nobody actually knows what goes in this spirit except for the monks. They say it's about 130 different herbs and spices and other goodies that wind up in here, but I wish I could tell you a little more about it, but nobody can. So, another 3/4 of a shot of our Yellow Chartreuse. And then our final ingredient is gonna be a little bit of lime juice, also 3/4 of a shot. So I'm just gonna use my little Mexican elbow here, and I'm gonna make sure I get every last drop of that 3/4. Oh, spilled a little there. There we go. Again, I'm not super concerned about the number of limes that I'm using. I'm much more concerned about the amount of juice that I need. So I got 3/4 of a shot, and everything's in my shaker. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my ice. I'm gonna grab my ice, and I'm going to start loading up my shaker with basically as much ice as I can fit without my cocktail overflowing. One of the big takeaways of the virtual cocktail class has been people realizing that they actually need tons and tons of ice to make wonderful drinks. So as you can see, I've got my surface of the cocktail to about there, but I've got all those extra ice chunks, those icebergs sort of floating over the surface of the cocktail, but not on top of the shaker, and that's exactly what I'm going for. So then we're gonna close up our tins, and we're gonna shake this thing as hard as we can for 10 seconds. There we go. So, normally, I would want to drink this glass out of a nice coupe or a Nick and Nora, but today, I just have a fancy rocks glass. So I'm gonna double strain this. I'm gonna use my screen strainer here because I don't want any of these little ice chunks to make it into my glass. So, a quick double strain. Look at the color of that thing. Isn't that beautiful? Get every last drop. And as soon as you're done, no garnish with this bad boy. This is the Naked and Famous. Enjoy. Cheers.